Welcome back, folks. It's another episode of It's About Payroll. We are on 201 episodes. Man, Walt, how does it feel? What is good?
Man, it feels good to be here. 200 episodes, it's basically, 4 years worth of content. And who knew that this was going to end up being what it is, man? And, we started this, and actually it's actually more.
It is more,
than that because we have, because we took some breaks in there. We've reposted some stuff and then everything. So it's actually a little bit longer, and we had some other shows too.
And not only that, we remember there were a bunch of shows that we didn't count in the series that were posted on It's About Payroll.
Yeah.
Right. And then at one point we was like, well, wait, no, let's count them. Doesn't matter what they are, you know?
Because we had that uncensored payroll stuff.
We were doing bonus stuff. And we weren't counting it in the series. So recording wise, we're well over 200 because there's another 80 episodes on for It's About Your Paycheck out there. Man.
Payroll in the news.
Oh gosh.
Uncensored, all those different things.
Yeah. So, but officially now, with the show and since we've been tracking and whatnot or whatever. Yeah, man. I just can't. It's just surreal, bro. And I got the fresh copy. It's About Payroll.
That's what's up, man. Mine is on the way too.
You ordered one? Okay, cool. When you're an author, by the way, folks, these things take longer because, which is good. People who are buying them directly, like retail, they're getting them quick. The authors, I guess, got to wait. We get author copies that we can order. So this took 2 weeks to come, and then my hardcovers are coming next week. But just that's like an insider tip for folks that are going to use KDP Publishing. Another tip, though, in the news here, because I can't find my articles that I'm saving. I always save so much stuff between shows, and then I'm like, what's that? But a little insider tip here is that if you're gonna publish with Amazon, but you have ambitions to publish more books and you kind of go as big as you can, buy your own ISBN numbers from a different provider, because then those are portable. You can take them anywhere. You can keep the tracking. Whereas,
what is an ISBN number?
Man, I don't know Did you look it up?
No, I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah,
you don't have to tell them the actual.
Well, I think
what the actual abbreviation is, but
you done did it now, so we got to. But it's basically. Right, so you looked it up already? Okay, quickly.
International Standard Book Number.
Oh, easy enough. Mm-hmm. So KDP will give you some for free, but they are exclusive to Amazon. If you go sell on another website, you can't take those Amazon ISBN numbers with you. Whereas if you buy it separately, you can take it, becomes the same product everywhere, and you can track your sales and royalties and things like that and numbers. So if you hit a bestsellers list, But just little things that we learned along the way, right? Because people were like, wow, how'd you do that? We were just just being intentional. Just go ahead and do it. Don't let great get in the way of good. You know what I mean? If you want to do something, go try. If you never did it before, don't do it. One of the things with this is I wasn't trying to win no Pulitzer Prize awards with, writing a book or anything. We're just trying to get some good information out there for payroll. And now I think I got the bug though, because I've been thinking about what my memoir name would be if I write you wrote a memoir. I think, and people want part 2 for yours, by the way, because I got more copies of Walt as well.
Oh, people do. Oh yeah, people been hearing
Bruised But Not Broken. Check out Walt's book as well, Bruised But Not Broken. It's a tearjerker if you're in for that. And and people I talked to they're like, hey, is he gonna follow up with a part 2? So that's something to think about,
definitely.
Walt. And
absolutely.
Yeah, man. So what else, bro?
I just ordered my author copies, and it said April 6th.
You see, I told you.
It's going to be here.
Yeah, things take forever, bro. they make us wait, which is fine. I get it. As long as the customers are getting it quick, which they are. Shout out to Troy Marcuson. He had one a couple days after we published. So that was dope. Shout out to everybody who's purchased so far, and I thank you for the support and, pass it along, man. Like this is really,
Pass it along.
again, just
Like,
go recruit
give it to
somebody.
your
Yeah.
have your kids read it.
Like
High
Maximus.
schoolers, have everybody read it. College kids. People who are thinking about transitioning out
Yep.
of a different sector, going into payroll. It's for everybody.
Yeah. It's
All right, man.
so we're good. What are we doing today?
Well,
Talking about today,
so
other than payroll.
you have any financial fitness updates or articles for us to go?
Articles, financial fitness updates. Cancel your free subscriptions before they start charging you. I think I got hit with one. Yeah, I did. Because, watch out for the, what do they call it? Like snooze or something, or like hold or freeze or whatever. Basically, when you go cancel, it'll say, hey, do you want to just pause this subscription for a few months?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, maybe I'll just do that pause and I'll remember this is good. Man, I just missed one thing, just hit me. And I was like, oh man. So
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. So like, be mindful of the snooze and cancel those free subscriptions if you're just doing a free, a trial period.
Yeah, and like kind of piggybacking off of that, like when you do those trial periods, make sure you're looking at what, I guess it's not the level, but what kind of subscription you're signing up for, whether that's monthly versus annual, weekly.
Yes.
You want to be smart with that, because I've done that where I selected annual for a subscription and it was free for like 30 days or whatever, and then the 30 days passed and I forgot to your what you're saying, and then $100, $200 charge hits my account. I'm just like, what the heck is this?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then realizing like, dang, okay, I forgot to cancel this. And so something that I took from you, something that you said, is that when I do these subscriptions, I put it on my calendar as well. Like, okay, a couple of days before that 30-day mark, right? A couple of days before, like maybe a week before, and say, hey, go on and cancel this or whatever. So
and not for nothing, most of them now, even if you cancel the next day, you still have your trial period. They won't take away your trial period. You know what I mean? Or even if you cancel stuff early, right? If you're paying your monthly and you're already into your next month and you cancel it thinking you didn't get prorated, they do not prorate you anymore. They will just give you access until that month ends, which is, it's a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. But
I saw somebody else. I think I saw somebody's post that said this guy was saying like they wish they could do that with like relationships.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would imagine. Word, right? Well, depending on who they are, you can,
Yeah.
Another thing to keep in mind is like, you made me think about it when you said annual, right? Like you may pay, like, I think, so it happened, I forget what app it was, but like the first year it was like $25. And I was like, 25 annual? Heck yeah, that's easy. Wow. But the renewal was like 125 for the, they get in, small print said 25 for the first year, 125 for the second, for every year after. So, that got me. And then another app recently I saw, it was like ridiculously outbalanced as far as annual versus monthly. So it was like annual was 25, but the monthly was 10.
Yeah.
So why would you go monthly if you're going to get a whole year for $25? But now I'm saying that I need to watch it because next year it could hit me for the $120. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Always read this stuff. Like, don't be so quick. We're so fast and in a hurry. Let's just sign up for these things. We don't read the small print. So that's good, man. All right. So what are we gonna get? We're gonna talk about the chapter 1.
Yeah, I really want to get into the book a little bit and just give folks a little sneak peek. What I really want, and I should have told you before as to prep, is let's talk about filling the gaps. What the book isn't covering as far as these subjects are concerned, right?
Oh,
right. Because hey, if you want to see what's in the book, you gotta read the book. Go get the book. But because there is a lot of there's plenty of stuff that's going to fill the gaps, and time is going to update and things are going to update. So it's always going to be gaps. So we were just talking to I was just talking to Melissa Walker from Sounder Benefits, and she's like, wow, that's a good idea for benefits as well, because I never thought I would get into benefits. And then I'm like, you know what? Dang, I don't know if we covered really that payroll and benefits go hand in hand. There are often roles out there that are payroll and benefit manager, right? It's usually with smaller shops, smaller headcount companies. And there's some roles out there that's payroll and HRIS manager. Again, smaller headcount companies, because those jobs will quickly become two different jobs depending on the headcount of your company, right? And that's also something that I don't think we drill really into in the book, is like headcount determines how the payroll titles will fall and how big the department is. And again, the book wasn't meant to cover all that, because this is like it gives you enough. It gives the person that doesn't know about payroll enough to be like, this is interesting. I think I want to try this job. I think I want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. Like, yeah, so we can definitely speak on that as we go along, and
exactly.
if anything comes up,
Yeah.
because I just so if you have any questions you want to ask, like, just
let us know.
let me know.
If y'all read the book and you have questions, shoot, come on. I would love to have a first time reader on, not in payroll, come on the show and let us know. So if anybody hears that this episode, come on in, let us know.
Yeah.
What we got here? Let's see.
So this episode, we're starting with chapter 1 of the book, just briefly touching over it. We're not taking a real deep dive into things, even though that's on one of the things here that says deep dive. But we're really just going to actually answer some questions to try to help out. And then with everything that's going on currently globally, I thought about what impact that may have from a payroll pay to impact on people, especially with higher fuel costs, inflation pressure, market uncertainty,
no doubt.
And I think that this is a perfect reminder that payroll is directly connected to world events, even though people may not think so.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, let's get into it, man. So first thing, like what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about payroll?
So the ones that I always, you must be a numbers person, right? Good with numbers in your head and like, not necessarily. Walt is actually the better of us both. Like, he really good with, he's a better number person, but it's not synonymous with payroll people. I'm good with numbers on a spreadsheet. I'll work that. I had a colleague say that he loved my Excel skills. He's like, you're a great Excel like maintenance janitor. So he said something like Excel janitor or something. And I was like, I'll take it, no problem.
Yeah.
But so I get that misconception a lot, that again, that I'm good with numbers and that I must be in accounting. People think that I'm an accountant. People think I'm an accountant or I'm in HR.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Yeah. People always automatically tie it to finance. When somebody says I do payroll, you're in finance.
Wow.
Yeah, you're in finance. But see, they think that, because I do payroll, that, you deal with money. So you yes, we do deal with pay.
Sure.
But I think they're thinking of it as from like a, I'm a financial
like
expert.
Right.
And stuff like that. We're experts, we're SMEs in our own rights. Yes. But, I think they're thinking like more accounting, and stuff like that. I know there's payroll accountants out there, but that's kind of
that's another one that it's tied to. Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this then, Brian. Why do you think people assume that payroll is simple when it's actually one of the most sensitive functions in a company?
I think the novice doesn't understand, and man, it always makes me think about, and gosh, if she hears how many times I say this, my wife is gonna kill me. But and she, in her defense, she was mad. We were arguing years ago. Also, she was talking about 20 years ago.
So you're saying it is your fault?
Okay, it's my fault for sure. Oh yeah, she was mad. Yeah, for sure. And she's like, I said, I got to do this for my career. And she's like, I didn't know cutting checks was a career. And you know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, exactly. But I think that's all that to say, the misconception, like all we do is press the button and the checks get printed out or the direct deposits go through and that's it. Where recently I was telling, like it kind of hit me while I was working. I was like, wait a minute, our job is everything but this part. You know what I mean? It's literally, that's not the job. Creating a preview of a register and approving payroll those are just clicking buttons. That's not the job though. Right?
Yeah. And I feel that even in corporate, right, there's still that misconception that a lot of, C-suite people have, even just employees in general, right? They think that, oh, all you do is payroll. You're not just really not doing anything. Like you're just getting data and paying people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And payroll is so much more than that. We have to make sure that everything is compliant. We're kind of like, I've used this, this analogy, with people before, is that we're kind of like that last line of defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of us like in football terms, we're like the safeties.
Oh, right? Yeah. I like that.
The last line of defense. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're like the safeties. Like, and like once a defense once the error gets behind us,
that's it.
It's too late. You know what I'm saying?
So that's gonna be an error. Yeah, let's go. That's a good one. Walt. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah,
safety.
So, yeah, we're like the safeties, right? We protect things and keep things from getting past, that last line of defense.
I like that one.
We spoke to like that payroll touches more just besides paychecks. But for listeners out there, especially for those that may not be in payroll, what other areas does payroll touch besides like just payroll or paychecks?
I mean, Trista said it perfectly. All roads lead to payroll, right? Okay. And I think that, it literally every part of a job. I mean, you go to work to get paid. So a lot of the things that you do at work is going to lead to your paycheck. The hours you work, the departments that you work in, if it happens to be that type. I was just talking about mapping new time system, right? So, I got a floater that works in different departments and they need to punch in and out of the departments throughout the day. Can we make that happen? Can we set that up? Think about that, right? Like your company needs to know that so that they can allocate expenses properly. Now that leads to the accounting department with GL, with general ledger, journal entries. That is going to lead to the bottom line. That's going to lead to a department's productivity numbers and like, revenue numbers. If it's in sales or products, like how well is this department or location performing depends on payroll, your hours punching in, you work there. If somebody's misclassified to a department, but they're not really there. I had that happen also at one of my, prior stops. It was like, this person keeps on coming up at this location. Yeah, because they're in the system attached to that location. But that's not right. Okay, well, fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what about you?
No, I absolutely agree with you on that, man. Like, I think that, we touch way more than, some of the things that we touch outside of the paycheck may impact the paycheck at the end of the day. Like, as far as like employee deductions, we may enter some of those. Employee changes, we may be responsible for entering some of those. Like, anything that is on the employee level that we touch could impact it. If we forget to enter a manual check for someone, that impacts them. You know what I'm saying? If we forget to enter a garnishment or a wage levy, or tax levy or something like that, we impact that employee, right? At the end of the day, we touch so much more. We may be responsible for setting up tax accounts and different things like that with different tax entities and agencies. So we touch so many things outside of the paycheck that maybe ultimately will end up at the pay, but there's so many different areas that we have to be involved with to make sure that everybody's good to go.
Agreed.
So let me ask you this. Can a company have a strong culture if their employees are worried about getting paid correctly?
Nope. Definitely not.
Why do you say that?
By your own findings, right? After 2 incorrect payroll checks, employees are thinking about leaving the company. Yep. So if you're saying that is all the time, way beyond the 2, even every now and then is enough that it makes folks feel insecure and like, hey man, I'm not gonna get paid next time. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna get paid this next pay period. Like, that's insecurity. You know what I mean? It equates to, think about a relationship, right? A personal relationship with someone. And if you think they're gonna leave at any moment, you're not secure, right? You're not. Right.
You're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be anxious all the time. You're gonna be on pins and needles, like, oh my god, what's happening?
I thought like,
oh my god.
I mean, I don't know. I may not come home today. What? Imagine if your spouse is like, I may or may not come home tonight. I don't know. We'll see if y'all walk through the door.
Yeah, I'll see you next weekend, babe.
I'll see you next week. Like, can you imagine how so that's kind of how it equates to me. Like, if you're not gonna get paid, and and that's what I noticed, bro, because as we said, like, welcome to Payroll Universe. I'm independently running the managed outsourced services and consulting part of our business. And as I speak to new clients, I realize that payroll is so intimate and personal. And, you're not always going to get, you may pick a system off of a ad that you see online, but you're not going to hire someone to do your payroll that you don't really know and haven't gotten to some comfort level with, or have been referred to. Like, hey, I trust this guy. They're good. Use them. Right? Because it's personal. It's so intimate and personal, to the point that when I was at church a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about relationships, and he said there's 5 things in a relationship to get to that most intimate level, where you should get to know someone and trust them and learn to rely on them and things like, I forget each thing, and then you can kind of get to that most intimate level. I was like, man, I know it was crazy, but I'm like, man, that's how payroll is too, because you know what I mean?
It is.
Like, you need to be comfortable and trust these folks, and it dovetails and segues right back into the book, because you have to be trusted. And we definitely talk about that in the book. You have to be beyond reproach, and cannot be a shady character, because once you show that you can't be trusted, you got to go.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
Or you should anyway. And, if you keep people past that, what do you think?
No, I absolutely agree. I think that you need to vet for the right person, right? Who has the right attitude and the right character, right? That has that integrity that you can trust, and that's going to do the right thing. They don't have to necessarily be perfect, because I don't think there's great payroll pros out there. We've had excellent, top tier people on the show. We're
people make
to the top
mistakes.
tiers.
Yeah.
But we're humans still too, right? And so I think that as long as you have someone who can take ownership and who can, who's willing to do the work to help the company get better and to do their job better, I think that's what's most important, right? For the payroll itself and for the company itself, right? So
agreed.
I'm gonna skip to the next question here. So what does payroll reveal about how well a company actually operates?
It's a good one. I think it'll tell you, I think one of them for sure is it'll tell you how compliant they are or not, like what they think about compliance,
Oh, absolutely.
Right? What do you think?
Absolutely.
What else?
I think it's definitely going to highlight where your pain points are. If there is any holes in your processes, it'll definitely, those things will come to light. It will highlight anything that's not compliant, that's out of compliance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll highlight all those different things. Like, if there's constant mistakes, constant issues with time and attendance, constant issues with misclassification of employees, there's issues with new hires, onboarding, all those different things that that will impact payroll later on down the road. If you're having issues with those from a company on a company level, your payroll is going to show that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your error rate is going to be extremely high. You're like, dang, like, and it's going to impact turnover. It's going to impact all those different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It'll also tell you what how companies see certain tasks,
Yes.
because,
Yes, sir.
again, if they think that your payroll and benefits is a one title, that's how they see it. They think it's the same thing or very similar enough. And
Yeah.
again, it's not. It's really not. Kudos to those who carry those titles, those dual titles, whatever they may be,
Yeah.
because it is two different jobs.
Yes. Yes, sir. So
So
look, let's get into the employee impact here.
yeah,
And I'm gonna let you lead these questions
absolutely.
off, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth here.
So, what do you think payroll means to employees beyond hitting my account, direct deposit on Friday?
Oh, definitely. All I gotta say is like what Adrian Resto says, and what we always repeat:
Payroll.
payroll is life. If you mess up these employees' paychecks, if it's even off by $10, $20, $30,
Oh, payroll.
like that can
That's
have
enough.
an impact. That can definitely have an impact for somebody who lives on a strict
That's
budget,
right.
that lives paycheck to paycheck.
Most Americans.
Sick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, I think for me, that's what it means. Like, what about you?
So for you being like, so basically, it could impact their daily lives. Like it really offset their well being, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What does it mean beyond direct deposit? No, I mean, sure, okay, if we're getting past, all right. Ian Giles just posted something about like employee financial wellness starts with your paycheck. That's what our other show is all about. It's about your paycheck, right? Basically, the first step in your financial wellness journey is your paycheck. How do you, are you going to be diligent with that paycheck to be able to build a future for yourself, savings wise? Are you going to invest money, right? And are you diligent in your paycheck? Do you go and look at your paycheck and see what's coming out? And are you, do you understand everything that's happening inside your paycheck? So it not only your financial wellness, but like how savvy you are, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, I like, how many times have you? It's tax season, W-2 season, and the employee comes back and says, "Look, I didn't have any taxes withheld last year. Why did that happen?" And it's because like when they try to go file their taxes, they have a tax bill like they're saying that they owe, but during the year previous year, the prior year, they were just getting paid and going about their day, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, those are the kind of things that, speaking to what you were saying, like we want to emphasize that for employees. They look at your stub.
Yes.
Like understand what it means. Like,
Please.
do you see federal taxes coming out? Do you see, did you select something, or were you set up incorrectly, and was FICA blocked for you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? What was those things? What happened? You know what I'm saying? So
here's another one.
Yeah, man.
Why do you think for workers, why is payroll about dignity and stability?
Oh my gosh. Like the slightest thing could disrupt, everything for someone. How many calls have you gotten where someone's crying or emotional on the phone?
More than I want, more than I can count. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a mistake. And it doesn't matter who made the mistake. It could have been the employee who made a mistake, an honest mistake. It could have been on the payroll side. It could have been a system thing. But how many times has someone said right, wrong, or indifferent when they are not paid properly? They call and they're like, "Hey," I've even seen scenarios where an employee's like, "I'm not going to do any more work until I get paid."
Absolutely. And I've had folks that have said it very like indirectly also, hey, I don't have money. So in New York, mostly, maybe here a little bit, gas money and stuff. Like, hey, I can't get to work tomorrow because I don't have enough for gas, and I don't have any money, or I don't have any money to get my Metro card, or to get on the train, basically, or the bus, like, to do your mass transit, pay for your mass transit. So that's not saying aggressively, like, I ain't going to, they're not being aggressive about it, but they're indirectly saying, hey, well, if I can't get that money today, I won't have enough to get to work for the rest of the week.
Wow.
So
Yep.
yeah, so it
Absolutely, bro.
definitely impacts, man. Let me see the next one here. How does
You may
payroll
have to
protect
skip.
the oh, skip this one?
No, go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
how does payroll protect the company operationally and financially?
Oh,
Switching the gears a bit to the business side, right? We talk about the employee, talk about the business
come.
side of it.
Oh my God! If something's not set up properly, the, like the if there's not a a certain tax setup, or there's not a certain thing that's needed at the business, and the business gets a levy. Certain I've seen it happen where an agency will show up and shut down things and be
Yes.
like, you cannot run business until this audit is complete,
Yep.
and that disrupts everything.
Oh yeah.
So if the business is
Everybody's
shut
livelihood.
down,
Yep.
that means they're not getting money, and the business is losing money at that point.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely clearly number one for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you, like, why is payroll one of the? I think we asked that already. So in times of economic uncertainty, what pressures do you think hit payroll teams first?
In economic uncertainty, I think it's like every other team, they're gonna, oh wow, and you say team, so not just one person. If it's one person, you might not be thinking this way, but if it's a team, it's, oh, I want to going to get
Okay.
fired, right?
Mm,
Because payroll can't run itself, so you need somebody. Not yet, anyway. And even then, that's the AI pilot, right?
yeah.
So I think that's one of the ways. What's another? What do you think?
I think that, during economic uncertainty, you may have to, a company may be going through a RIF, a reduction in force. Payroll is going to have to be heavily involved in that, making sure that people are receiving
Mm,
any timely
yep,
payments,
yep.
especially if you're in certain states where those payments are due on the day of termination. Like those are some of the pressures that may hit payroll. You may be asked to, or taxed with getting some reports or data to
Mhm.
certain parties or
Yep,
individuals in the
yep,
company, and they're like, hey, I need this now.
yep.
Stop what you're
A good
doing, give me
one.
this now.
Yeah,
So
very
those are
good
some of the
call
different
out.
pressures that payroll teams may feel first. And speaking to the employee, like, employee is going to want their money, and so that pressure that the employee feels, that's going to be kind of thrown at the payroll pro, like, hey, where's my where's my retro that you promised? Where is this that you promised? Where's my benefit refund at?
Yes.
I stopped my benefits. My 401k, wasn't stopped or whatever. I did this, I did that. You're gonna feel that pressure, especially even more so during uncertainty.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you another one, Nerd. How does inflation and like what we're going through now, rising costs and all that, show up on the payroll
Mhm.
operations for a company?
Look, because the company, just like we as individuals are paying more for gas
Mhm.
and energy and different things, and depending on the nature of the business, if you're a food industry, like food is costing us more, it's costing the
Mhm.
restaurants more
Yep.
too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they may have to raise costs,
Mhm.
and they may lose business because
Impacts
people are
tips.
like, there's no way.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way, like, yeah, this burger used to be $10.
And now it's
It's
15.
16 bucks
Yes.
now. Yeah, it's 15, 16
Make it
bucks
at
now.
home.
I usually tipped $5, but now
Mhm.
I can only, I can't afford to spend more than $20. So now this person's gonna get, like
Yep.
a dollar or
Or
two.
or you
You know
go
what I'm saying?
takeout instead of sitting down and being able to give that person a tip. You know what? I'm gonna just take that out to
Yeah.
go. And,
Yep.
even though they try to force tips, that person getting $1 and I don't feel the way, as opposed to if somebody's serving me, I want to give them their rightful tip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's the way.
Absolutely.
I thought of another. What was the other one? Like fuel, right? For fuel, hey,
Yep.
you might have a company car. They may say,
Yep.
you know what? Guess what? We grounding all our company cars. Come bring it in. Either you can
Hmm.
use your own car, or you're gonna have to find a new job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yep.
that'd be that
Absolutely,
crazy
bro.
extreme, but that could be something like they start phasing it out. Like the right way to do it is, okay, we're gonna phase this out. There's a right way and a wrong way. Companies do everything in between. but I'm just being dramatic, but it's
Yeah.
stuff like that. As far as gas, wifey was just like, yo, we need to get that gas app so we can, financial fitness tip, get the gas app so you can get the cheap gas. Or, if you belong to BJ's
Yep.
or Costco, go get your gas there.
Costco, Sam's.
Yep,
Yep.
Sam's, right? If they have a gas station, like my Sam's don't
Yep.
have a gas station, but another financial fitness tip in the world we're at right now, and it's cyclical, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times gas prices have risen and dropped in my lifetime. It's part of the our life cycle, but are
Yep.
you going to be financially fit or and pay attention or not? You run a company that's on fuel, right? Like, what if your company is you're like my brother had a business for many years where I actually started off and we were installers. And we literally drove around to everybody's house, putting their appliances in. Gas was a must. We had to do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that would impact the business. And that's where it shows up, because it's like, you know what? Maybe, and then in my brother's situation, he would give less jobs to his guys and take more of them, because it's like, well, I can't afford your gas and my gas. So I'm going to give this guy a couple of jobs and I'll do the rest of them, and that impacts his paycheck. So little things like that, like we don't even think about on like the ripple effect of all of this, So
Absolutely.
let's jump
Bro,
into
absolutely,
switch
man.
gears here a little bit,
Yeah. So look, I wanted to take some time because we're running up on time here, and I wanted to take some time and have some fun debates, right? You know what I'm saying? So look,
Let's do it.
look, so we're both going to take a side of this, right? And explain why this may not reflect how we really feel, or it might, right? So the first topic, like, what matters more in payroll excellence, technology accuracy or human communication? So Brian is going to say technical
Accuracy?
technology accuracy. Yeah, but technical accuracy.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you say that technical accuracy matters more?
So, because if that's the accurate, like payroll people only have two jobs: get it right, get it on time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all technical.
Yep. So, I get what you're saying, but I think the human aspect is matters more, especially we're on this big kick about the employee experience, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like even if payroll is accurate, there can still be like misunderstanding or distrust if people are confused, right? Or people don't understand what's going on with their pay, and you're just even though we feel good about it from a payroll processing standpoint, I think employees need clarity. People need clarity, empathy, and proactive communications. How many times have you seen in payroll where things are communicated after the fact? You know what I'm saying? Like after the fact that something happens, even though it was technically right and the company was compliant.
Yeah.
Like,
I read somewhere recently that communication is compliance.
mm-hmm.
So that can kind of lead into your argument. But look, I mean, it's really tough to say, because you get it right, get it wrong. You need the other with one. Like, if I get it wrong, now I got to be really good about the human part. If I get it right, I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah.
So it's such a good, that's such a good one, and it's tough.
Some people, to your point, some people may say you can't have one without the other.
Right.
So all right.
Good stuff.
One last debate topic, and I'm going to ask you this question, and then we'll close it out. Should payroll be viewed more as a compliance function or a strategic leadership function?
I think compliance first.
Why?
Because it's, again, staying on that accuracy vein and that technical vein. The compliance is going to help you stay accurate and on time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it should go the other way, right? And I wanted to agree with you on this one, but I feel like it should be strategic leadership more so, right? Because if you're doing things right from a strategy standpoint, the compliance should fall into place with that, right? You know what I'm saying? If you're leading properly, if you're doing the right things.
Maybe
Oh,
there's a lot of room
well, now
for
that I said that,
there's
yeah,
a lot of room
yeah,
for error. I mean, for you, yes. So I'm glad that we're talking about this because you personally, it's all one and the same, but not every payroll leader is
uh-huh.
thinking that way. And especially if you have to report to leaders that have never done payroll and never overseen payroll, their
Okay,
strategy is one
okay,
thing, but it's like, wait, that's not even in compliance. Like, you know,
okay. Gotcha,
and this
gotcha.
reminds me as we close it out here, it reminds me of that statistic we found during the show was like, is there a difference between payroll reporting to finance and HR? And for a long time, I thought, nah, there's no difference. Payroll's payroll. But survey says that if they report to finance, the rules tend to be more black and white, less people oriented, less employee
Yeah.
experience minded,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
As
yes,
opposed
yes,
if it's
yes.
HR, it's going to be more employee experience minded and more toward that piece where they're going to have that human part in mind when they, and it could, look, it could be the same conversation, but it's just how you approach it and how you're delivering
Yeah,
it. And, I've had that trouble internally meaning with my family, internally, and my wife would always say, it's not how you're saying, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it.
it's how you're saying it. Yeah,
Right. So it's the same thing. It's
yeah,
like, hey, you're not getting your check tomorrow. What? As opposed to, hey, unfortunately, we have to deliver some troublesome news. We're looking forward to helping you and supporting you in all the ways that we can. And blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then you
yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
oh, you're not going to get paid tomorrow, type of thing.
yeah,
It's that
yeah.
human touch that, what is it? The power skills, the essential skills that
Yes,
Max calls it, right? The power skills that Victoria
yeah,
Madeline called it, which I
yeah,
love. I love the rebranding of it all.
yeah,
So yeah, I think that's the difference there. And it kind of goes along in what we were just saying, man. And yeah, that's it, bro.
yeah, man. Good,
Good
good
stuff. Yeah.
episode. You know, gonna end it there. Thank you for listening again. We appreciate you. Go order
Go
the
get the
book.
book,
Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's needed. We
subscribe,
need to bring some.
follow,
Yep,
share,
yep.
go buy the book for somebody. Any graduates graduating this year, they don't know what they want to do with themselves.
Or is it somebody
They
about
lost
to
their job.
graduate, like they're in the middle of, whatever, like have them read the book.
Have a read. Come go get it. Give it as a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Until the next time, we love you, folks. Peace.
Peace. All right.
Nice.